go ahead and just introduce yourself a little bit.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm GeoDancer and I go streaming on Twitch and TikTok. And I have some years experience in belly dance. So I do a lot of cosplay slash belly dance. So I take like a costume and I twist it to a belly dance so I can belly dance to a thing. And I also spin fans as well. And basically, I have 4 nights in which I stream. I do like a video game night, a Final Fantasy night, a Star Wars night, and an anime opening or anime song night. And basically, you request whatever song you want to listen to, and then I dance to those, whether it be belly dance or like a mixture of just regular dance, belly dance, and spinning my fans to those songs. So it could be like maybe somebody requests like a Mario song or something from the video game night, and then I'm going to dance to a Mario song. So that's essentially what I do on my streaming accounts.
Sweet. So what really got you into the whole nerd related culture or geek culture and then also making that into like cosplay and dancing and combining it?
Well, it's something I've always done and have been. So I've always played video games and have always watched anime and have the reason why I have the nights that I do is because they're interests of mine. And I know they're interests to other people. So I thought to myself, well, why don't I just put all of my knowledge of things that I do? Hold on, let me close my window because I hear like helicopters and I don't want any extra sounds. Hold on a second.
It's all right. Sometimes
Okay.
my there's like things in the house that makes noise, so
Yeah.
you get used to it at some point.
Okay. So yeah, those are things that I've always been interested in, and I always just drive to work listening to like anime intros or video game music and stuff like that. So I thought, well, why don't I? Because for a while, if you look on my TikTok page, I do a lot of dancing, but it's nothing to anything like nerdy. But then I thought to myself, well, why don't I just do that? I know no one's really doing that because it's not something people would just do, which is like dance to nerd music. I mean, they do like in their homes, but like, why don't I just do what I feel is most comfortable for me to do, which is just to like listen to what I've been listening to for years. And so I decided to just kind of switch up my account and just put like nerdy video game stuff or like remixes of nerd stuff and dance to them because that's something I've been doing my whole life.
And when you mean remixes, you mean like you take the music and you produce something else out of it, or do you dance to like a remix
Like an
style of
already
like you show that art?
existing. Yeah, like an already existing, it could be like Kendrick and Mario or something like that. And I'm like, oh, that's like a fun little twist. So let me just dance to that. So that's what I meant by like remixes. Otherwise, it'll just be the music that I already have on my computer that I'll just put on my phone when I'm editing and do 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 do. But yeah.
When it comes to music and cosplay, which one do you feel like connects to you the most? You know, with that within each genre that you love the most. You know, because you said there's anime night, video game night. So which ones from those genres are the best for you?
I'm not sure if I have a favorite. As far as the first question goes, whether I like music or cosplay more, I'm not sure.
I don't think you
I mean,
could
I've
pick.
always,
It's not about picking. It's about which one I like. What cosplay represents you the best, and what music represents you the best.
well, if it were to be what cosplay represents me the best, it probably wouldn't be any of them. It would probably be something because I used to go to like, the Renaissance days, what is it, the
Comic Con.
Renaissance fair.
Okay.
Yeah. And so in fact my wedding was Renaissance themed, and so I had a Renaissance themed wedding because I really like dressing up in those sorts of times, that time period. And used to play Dungeons and Dragons, so I always played a half elf. So to me and my half elf are like this. So if I were to cosplay as anything, it would be as my D&D character. She's a rogue.
So
Um,
that's how you were introduced to the cosplay community.
yes.
And then when it comes to music, is it also similar, like the Renaissance related music, or is it a whole opposite direction?
The direction, and I'd say I listen to almost anything. I don't have, I would say, like what I don't listen to, which, don't hate me for it, but I'm not a big fan of like country or country music. But anything else, whether it be something crazy like industrial or like Rammstein, or it could be Tupac or something. Like I generally like all music. So I think that's why I figured, well, I could dance to video game music because mm, no one can't tell me I can't. I
Right.
listen to it anyways. Um, so yeah, I think all music and all forms of art has its place in the world.
And I think
But I
it's
just don't like. I'm not a big fan of country.
I think it's very important for a woman to stand up for these types of idolizations. You know what I mean? Like, cause you love this type of stuff, and
Hmm.
society for so long is just like, because you're a woman, you can't play video games, you can't like comic books, you can't like cosplay. But like,
Yeah.
why not? You know what I mean? Everyone is
Yeah.
entitled to enjoy what life is about, and you were able to
Yeah.
not only turning that into your own thing mentally for yourself, but also share that with others when you were making
Yeah.
content.
Yeah, and I think that's really, really true. I played a lot with my brother, but I also played my own games. He played his own games, and then at some point I moved into like MMOs on my computer, and then I stopped somewhere around the World of Warcraft days slash Knights of the Old Republic. But yeah, I've been playing. Now I'm more of a backseat gamer to my husband. But yeah, it's been something I've been doing my whole life, and I think it's ridiculous that yeah, it's like a boys only sort of situation. And so people are like, "Where have you been my whole life?" I'm like, "Well, it wasn't popular. Like it never really has been popular for women to be like, "Hey, I play video games." I'm glad that it is a lot better now, but like back in the 90s, especially like or even like in comic books and stuff like that, girls weren't into those things, but I've always been into those things. But I've also been not very like popular as a person, like maybe like in high school and stuff, because I've always been interested in my little nerdy things. But I'm like, it's time to share those things now.
Absolutely. When it comes to video games, which one resonates to you the most in terms of like classics and then modern gaming?
I love side scrollers. Granted that they still make them, but give me a good old side scroller. That'd be good. The ones I would say, if I were to give you like my top three favorite games of all time, and they go in no order, is Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Super Metroid for NES, Super Nintendo, and SNES, and Final Fantasy VII. Granted, I like most of the series, but Final Fantasy VII is like my main. That's if I
And
were to pick maybe one, that might be just the one. But they're all very, very, very close.
have
So
you
I'm more
experienced any of the remakes of the Final Fantasy games?
okay, yes. And I actually because I'm more of a turn-based girl, and they promised they were going to have turn-based, and then I played the game and I'm like, this isn't turn-based. I feel like I'm playing Kingdom Hearts, which I liked Kingdom Hearts, but I watched my nephew play Kingdom Hearts because I just couldn't get into I can't like chew gum and walk at the same time, which is weird to say
So,
because I dance. Obviously, I can,
so
but
you like MMOs that aren't like Monster Hunter and Xenoblade. You like the more baseline ones that are like the classic Final Fantasy and the Paper Mario
yeah,
series.
yes, yeah, yeah.
Those honestly, those kind of resonated with me too. I know
Hmm.
I didn't play the original Paper Mario game, Thousand Year Door, on the GameCube growing up, but I resonated it with it on YouTube when I was watching
Mm.
playthroughs, and then when they had the remake on the Switch, like 20 years later, I was like, oh my gosh, I am getting this game, I'm beating it and everything, and it was honestly one of the best games I ever played, and partly because I
Nice.
read everything out loud, like all the characters, every little dialogue, I read it all out
Yeah.
loud, and it brought a whole new experience to that world.
Yes, and the stories they make a big like difference even today. Just literally last weekend, my husband was playing. Oh, I always get confused with Sea of Stars. It's Chained Echoes, and I like to narrate like the whole thing. I need to read what all the villagers have to say, and I like to just choose different voices, and it's fun for us. And I like to narrate and stuff like that. So yeah, it's fun to say the things out loud because then you can really get into it. You know, like the narration.
Absolutely. How has your husband actually helped you grow as not only a creator but also a person exploring your passions?
He's extremely supportive. He's like the most supportive person ever. In fact, didn't was not scared to do the podcast because I used to do something similar to this years ago. But I'm very not shy. I can be very shy, but very secretive with my life. So
Right.
I don't like to just tell everyone everything. But my husband's like, no, like it'll be good for you, blah blah blah. Like you should do it, and da, da, da. Like put yourself out there. So he's been like a huge advocate. In fact, he made a painting of. In fact, he's the one who term the name Geodancer because he made a painting of me with my fans, and I told him my superpower would be earth power, so it's like a painting of me with like the earth around. And he's an
Oh.
extremely talented artist. He's a muralist.
So
So
did
he
he
goes out and
actually
does.
create all those in the background?
No, that's me. So we're both artists
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
He's a far superior. I'm good, but he's extreme. He does like huge ginormous wall. He goes like celebrity homes, and he's a fine artist. And so
Are you able to
he's
show his art at all? Like, I would love to see part of it if you have anything close by.
just myself. I don't know if I could like do one of these. Actually, I don't know. I might be able to. Um, Let me see if I can see. I can. Okay.
And
I
it's
have art.
important to, like, showcase all forms of art, whether it's directly from a book or on the wall or even from dance, like you said. So,
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. Okay, so here's actually the painting of me with my fans. Oh, I don't know if you could see. No, I
a
can kind
little
of bend it
bit.
down a little bit. So that was acrylic. It's kind of hard to see.
And that was the
But then
moment you instantly fell in love with him.
this is him at the bottom, but I wanted to show like how big this painting
Holy
is. It's
cow.
someone's home,
That is like
and it's
5 of him tall.
yes, and it's this beautiful masterpiece. Ginormous. This lady, I guess, owns like 13 homes, and she wanted more paintings in her home. So yeah, no, he's an extremely like fine artist. If you need to, I don't know how this podcast works. If you like flash images, I could always give you images as well.
Yeah, I mean,
If
I
those
would,
work.
if you want to send over something, I would love to look at all that stuff. And I think there'd
Okay.
be a lot of people that'd be interested in
Yeah.
contacting if you wanted to work with them, especially with
Yes.
how talented he is. I'm flabbergasted with that type of skill. That is like an insane level of skill to have,
Yeah. No.
especially with on that large scale.
Yeah, no, he's super dope. He doesn't like he's similar to me to where I don't like talking about myself a whole lot, and he doesn't like to boast about himself. But he has worked for like Nickelodeon, Disney. I think he Game of Thrones. He did like some card artwork for Game of Thrones. So he's around,
He's
but
famous.
he's very
Like that's
yeah
like the rich in the sense of like you guys have each other because it's important to have a loving relationship and everything. But then he's famous on top of that, but doesn't gloat about it. He's down to earth.
yes, extremely. So yeah, but he's a very supportive guy. He's like, go out there and do your thing, like look good, blah 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 blah, and then he'll jump on my lives and he'll be like, yay, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
So he's very supportive guy.
So when it comes to dancing, you said it's belly dancing is what you typically do, and you incorporate fans. Is there any like ethical part of it, like your ethnicity? Does that play any role in that, or is that just something you just explored on your own?
Yeah, it's something I actually always wanted to do since probably 2000 was belly dance. And then I kept telling myself, and I kept telling my friends, I'm going to get in a belly dance. I don't know, I just had this urge to do it. I can't tell you why. And then COVID happened, and then I'm like, that's it. I'm finally going to do it because we could all just disappear. And so I got into belly dance, but at the time, no one was doing in person anything. So I started Zoom. So I've been with my belly dance instructor for like 4 years. And we do Zoom. She does classes like in person. She's in Florida. I'm in California, but she does like her classes in person, but she also does Zoom, and she does a multitude of other classes as well. And then spinning fans was actually my COVID hobby. So when we are just kind of sitting there in the house, my friend had sent me someone spinning fans, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks interesting." But the crazy thing about my fans, though, is that they're actually meant for fire spinning, but I never got a hold of any fire because one, I live in California. Two, don't live near Los Angeles enough to get to the places where people were practicing spinning fans or spinning fire. And so I was like, well, I still want to spin them, but I want to have a little bit of a flair to them. So I put feathers on them. So I've made like four different um, fan covers where I just sew and I glue the fan or the feathers on my fans to give them a little bit of extra pop because I think they look a little boring without the feathers.
I mean, you could
And
always put
I love
knives on them and be Cortana.
Yes, I did do something similar to that, yes.
The
But
fans
yeah,
also
that's how.
remind me of a new hero they added recently in Overwatch for season one. Her name is Aron, and she also uses fans, but they're actually fire enabled, so she shoots fire out of them.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's very as one should.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So you said the feathers are mainly just for cosmetic purposes. Is there any like spiritual meaning around them too?
No, just that I like feathers. I mostly, granted, I love jewelry and I love wearing earrings, and these are like one of my favorite ones. But I have a lot of feather earrings. I love, love, love feathers. My cat loves to play with feathers. I have a lot of feathers, so I wanted some extra like pow to my fan. So I decided to go with feathers. Just because there's like already a dancing technique with like burlesque fans. So I'm like, well, I could kind of put a little spin on burlesque fans and make them more. I mean, you're not spinning and going crazy with burlesque. It's more of a very showgirl sort of situation. But I kind of took that idea of feathers and then put them on my fans.
Yeah, you just mentioned those are your favorite earrings. Is it because they're aliens or because your favorite color is green? I noticed a few green
Uh,
things in your room.
You know what? Green's my secondary. If I red's my favorite color, but green and no, that's a lie. That is a lie. Yellow is my favorite color of all time.
It depends
Because I
on the
feel like
day. It swaps.
yes, it does. I would say what I like to wear is a lot of red and black. As far as like everything I have is green. Like this is green. My microphone's green. My keyboard's green. Like everything's green.
I'm in the same
So
boat. I got a pink microphone, a pink keyboard, a pink computer, pink
yeah,
headphones. You know,
yeah, everything's got to match. So yeah, I green. I like two colors, kind of like a color like a black and then this color, black and this color, or white and this color. So today is black and green. My friend gave me these earrings because we used to do something similar. It was like a podcast, but it was art related, and I love aliens. So she bought me these alien earrings because I was covering crop circles on that particular episode. So yeah.
where's your love of aliens come from, and do you ever use that in any inspirational stuff that you use in dance and cosplay?
No, not necessarily, but my mother, she loves aliens. Back in the 90s, it was all that like Roswell and me and my brother used to have to VHS videotape like all things alien. She's like obsessed with aliens. We have so many like UFO books and stuff like that. So um, it's from my childhood. My mom was a very eccentric person, and I think I get a lot of her eccentricities. If that's a real word from her, probably.
Um, what's your thoughts when it comes to like aliens in the world versus aliens in media? is there any like coordination to them, or do you feel like one is better than the other in in representing of how they like are as a species?
I don't know because we don't know.
Right.
We can only speculate. There's the whole like, oh, there's the Greys, and then there's the Akanaki or whatever, and then there's the reptilians and stuff like that. But we really don't know unless we do know, and I don't know, I can't say much on aliens just because we don't know. But I like to have a lot of fun crazy thoughts that I like to entertain that may or may not be true. So I like open-ended questions like, ooh, could this really happen? Could they really be doing this? We'll never know, or we'll have to find out and see. So I don't know, I think they're depicted very negatively on the media with like movies and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'd like to think that they're actually pretty nice. I think they're trying to stop us from nuking each other. I think I think they're pretty nice. But we don't know. They could be terrorizing us. I doubt it though. If they have the technology that we claim that they do have, they could have destroyed us, you know, long ago. So I feel like they're probably pretty chill.
Yeah, I mean, aliens as a species is very fascinating. I know the government recently was like, yeah, aliens exist, and I don't know if they did that intentionally because there was so much stuff happening, or they're just finally siding with society of like, yeah, there was already proof
Yeah.
for so long, so high five, you
Disclosure.
guys knew about it. Um,
Yeah.
I kind of resonate with a few media examples though, like recently the Hulu series of I think it was Predator Killers or Killers. I wish
Oh,
that
I
was an
didn't see
actual
that.
TV series instead of a movie, unfortunately, but I think that really represented like the culture of aliens a little bit. It was interesting because it wasn't the typical like thinking of aliens. It's like, oh yeah, we're a whole nother society. It was more like they had their own goal to take over other planets. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I wasn't really into like a whole nother society. You got to like look at them through an eye of like how would humans also react in that form. If we
Yeah.
saw aliens for the first time, we would be like, "We're taking you over. We're gonna take all your
Mhm.
resources." And aliens probably are doing the same thing. You know?
If they're as barbaric as us, one would
Right.
assume that they have greater intelligence, and with that, they would possibly think otherwise. But if we're thinking like how we would think, yes, absolutely, because that's how we would think as well. But hopefully, they're far more advanced thinking than we are, and to just be barbaric. But I mean, we don't know. But I do entertain the thought of like, because that's what we would do too. We would like take over, and we would be like the Flood from Halo. I love the Halo series, by the way. So I kept thinking about like, well, we'd be like the Flood, trying to just massively take over everything. Who knows? Humans could be parasitic to the rest of the universe. Yeah. we there's just so much to think about when it comes to like aliens and things like that. But that's why I like to entertain those thoughts because you just never know.
You have any like other things you would like to share on the podcast?
Um, Not quite sure. Other than that, I just like to dance and spin my fans, and hopefully, other people will enjoy that, which I believe that they do. And my main goal, though, is just for people to be entertained while they're just scrolling because life is already hard enough. Why not just watch someone dance and listen to nerd music and just kind of geek out for a little moment before you go to bed? So that's kind of like my main goal. I know people. I don't, sometimes I think I should take things more seriously because I don't look at the analytics on TikTok or Twitch. I don't care. I'm just here to just entertain
Right.
and have a good time.
And I think that's very
So
important how you're approaching it. I know there's a lot of people that make content for many reasons, and I think you're just there to share your experiences. And why care about how people react to it when they're gonna judge regardless. And if the algorithm says you're doing a bad job, then the algorithm says you're doing a bad job. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of feel bad when people are like giving gifts and I don't say anything because I don't, and I'm not saying it to be like, oh, I don't need your money, but I don't care in a good way. I'm too
Right.
busy kind of like looking to see if I catch everyone. I want to make sure everyone gets seen and heard. So when the gifts come in and I don't say thank you, I kind of feel bad. But it's because I'm not really looking at that. I'm looking at like the chat and making sure people get their requests get in, or like people like I acknowledge that they've said something. So a part of me is like, I probably really should look at like, I don't know if I'm missing something, some sort of, again, I don't know. I don't even know because I don't look. There could be a better way. I could be doing things and I wouldn't know because I just don't look at the analytics. So I do my live and it tells me how long I've on and it tells me I make money and I'm like, okay. And then I just go on with my life.
Exactly. You want to show any off, like any of your cosplays off that you have nearby, like even wigs and your fans and any dance moves you would
Had
like to
I
show?
known that I would have asked that question, I would have brought them out. I keep my room very, very, very like I do all this stuff, right? So I put all my paintings up and I put the lights on and I put the microphone on and I do the costumes and I have all this stuff laid out. I got my notes and my ring lights.
Right.
After my streaming, it all breaks down. And I break it all down and I put it in the closet. No one sees any of it. I just kind of put these out here because my husband also was like, hey, you should. Because I was like, yeah, I'm going to have a blank wall, just like my little degrees and stuff I'll have out there. But I'm just going to have a blank wall. And he's like, no, you need to put something up. So I did put something up. Otherwise, it would have been pretty blank. But I would have to haul that stuff out.
Right.
If
And
if I would have known before, I would have.
that's
I do have
understandable.
my fans are literally right here. So these are
You
my
gotta always keep them nearby so you can cool off.
yeah. So this one I think goes for my Sailor Mars costume because Sailor Mars is white, red, purple. That's like her theme of her costume. So these feathers are the theme of that. And typically, um, your wicks go on here, but I have another fire fan that actually does have the wicks on them, but on these are little spikes for the wicks, and you have to sew them on. It's a whole thing. But because I'm going to be not spinning actual fire, I just put like something, a little cotton ball on there, just in case I whack myself in the head. It would still hurt. Like this is still
Right.
very like it'll still hurt me, but it won't hurt me as much as a spiked in. So that's why I put these little coverings on there, and then I just take the fans covers off for each cosplay, and I just put them back on. And even the fan itself is American style because when it comes to fire fans, there's like a Russian style and a um, doodle grip. So
I
there's
wasn't
different
aware
types
of
of grips.
that.
Yeah, with the fan. So I wanted, I initially actually wanted to spin, I think, with my pinky out, but because I have small hands, my whole fingers can fit into the fan. So, yeah, I learned through a creator called Jessie Spin, and I started taking her classes online and paying for them. They were like $50 for like, I don't know, like 7 or 10 videos, and she would show you how to do the moves. So that's how I learned how to do my moves. Mostly was from her. Then there's a few like other tutorials online that you can, watch and stuff like that. But for the most part, um, yeah. So they do get torn up because I do spin them a lot,
Yeah,
and
it
they go
makes me think
flying.
of like a larger fidget spinner.
Yeah, actually. And yeah, speaking of a large fidget spinner, the Russian grip are like big. They're not made for like stop quick. So the doodle grip is more of a stop quick, or not stop quick, I'm sorry, like a spin stop, as to where the Russian is just like one continuous long thing. And it looks really good and it looks hypnotic, but you can't necessarily stop and then do like a hip shimmy or something. So that's kind of why I wanted to get these fans as well because I wanted to stop and do other moves.
Right. It sounds like theirs is more restricted to movement, while these ones you can be more fluid and flexible.
Yes. Mhm.
So what about the belly dancer? We got to see you perform at least.
Yeah, you can see me on live. I I didn't know I was going to get called out for belly dancing right now, um, because I don't have. Let's see. Oh, I suppose I can put on. Ironically, traditionally, most people like to see these because of the sound, but
Right. And there's
I've
so many
learned,
different like cultures that belly dance differently. So
yeah, that and I've learned that a lot of belly dancers don't actually like them because they're very noisy.
yeah, and they
But
get pretty heavy too when you have a lot of them.
so right now I kind of want to focus more on my arm work. And I was telling my belly dance teacher that because her style of belly dance is very traditional and it's very like bottom heavy, but then there's other like fusion belly dance that have a lot more to do with your arms. And because I spin my fan so much, I figured, I want to do a lot more with my arms. But typically, like your belly dance is mostly here towards like your hips, and you kind of want to imagine like you are pushing your bone kind of like inward versus just kind of sticking things out to get like good piston hips is kind of like an up and down situation, but you kind of want to imagine that you're like pushing your bone up like this, not necessarily just kicking your hips out. That's one thing. But the majority of belly dance is going to be a lot of like core work, so like a lot of core work and a lot of hip work and isolations as well, which is something that I didn't consider when I started dancing because I thought, when people dance, they make it look so fluid. But in belly dance, there's a lot of like you don't move the upper chest if you're moving the bottom a whole lot. You don't move like certain areas. Like most people would bend their back to do this, but in belly dance, you have to do a lot of pop this way. You're not popping this way because you can't. Everything has to be straight. So it's a lot of things I didn't take into consideration when I got into belly dance, but I absolutely love it, and it's also a good way to just exercise, and that's another reason why I like to stream. Is because I'm just getting exercise in, and I hate exercising, but I love to dance.
So you have any final remarks before we end it off?
Any what?
Any final remarks before we end it off?
Remarks?
Yeah. Like closing topics or discussions.
No, other than I just hope everyone who's watching or listening to have a good rest of their day or a good weekend or a good month whenever you catch this on the internet world.
Next
And just
20
thank
years
you
from
so
now,
much.
you know.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Have a good year. um, but yeah, thanks for giving me the time of day for just listening in your ears or watching with your eyes. And be safe out there. Make good decisions. And yeah, that's gonna be my closing. And thank you so
And
much.
I was so happy to, have you here and share your story. And I'm also glad that your husband pushed you in the direction to share your story even more. I mean, obviously, you guys have a true, lasting love relationship, and you guys support each other, not only
Yes.
for your interests, but also to help grow as a person. So
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. No, we are very. He's. I wouldn't say that like he is, but in many ways, he's kind of like the male version of me, but also my brother is kind of too. But I feel like we're just so very similar. Like he's
right,
made a
so in
children's book,
sync.
I've made a children's book, and like we have very similar humors, and we both have like the same occupations. Granted, I'm not a muralist, but I do teach art. So yeah, we're very similar, and we're both very supportive of each other, and we're both each other's biggest fans. That's like yes, I think is very important. Like I'm his biggest fan, and then I'm his biggest fan. So he's my biggest fan. There we go. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No,
We're each other's kind of
absolutely.
like biggest fan.
You're
Yeah.
like, you go queen. No, you go queen, and you're back and forth
Yeah.
for 2 hours, like
Yes.
trying to fight who's better at supporting the other person.
Exactly. Mhm.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful next 20 years, next yesterdays, next 2 minutes, whatever timeline it is in whatever universe. I'm again,
Yes.
I'm so glad that you came on the podcast to share your experiences and stories.
Thank you for asking. And yeah, I really appreciate it. If you guys have any more questions, just let me know. Don't be a stranger. And that's another thing I also want to say that I feel like too many people on the internet or people get. I'm here to try to bring decency back to the internet. I'm here to just be like, look, I'm a regular person who just wants nice things to happen to people. That's it. Like, there's too much nonsense, anger, rage bait, all of that, like on the internet. I'm here to just be like, you know what? We need to bring goodness back. I'm just a regular good person. Like, I just wish you well. I'm not here to troll. I don't want your money. The money is nice, but like, I'm just here to say, hey, DM me. I'm always here.